Hi, salam alaikum. Hi, Oracle Reiki spiritual healer. And I remember my mother telling me that when they were sharecroppers, that the the slave master, or I'm gonna call him the slave master, because I believe all of it was they were slaves, even if they were sharecroppers. So he was starving them. He would take most of, their crops. He would take most of their food, their money, and they were starving. And I remember my mother telling me that one of her sisters was so small they could fit her in a pickle jar. And today we're going to heal that lack mentality, that starvation, that feels like you can't get enough food, that entity that has been attached to you from the slave master, that has went into generations from this entity of being enslaved, where you become so overweight, obese, from eating so much food because you can't get enough food, because you're in a lack mentality for food. You're addicted to food. And that addiction has been passed down from generation to generation, where you're eating yourself to death, where you're having certain diseases in your family, high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer is coming up in your family. Your flesh is bursting open. In the legs, you have large legs, elephant hands and arms. So we are going to heal that today. And the first thing that I need you to do is to go and pray against that. I want you to get your holy books. I want you to get your holy Bibles. I need you to pray against this, because this is, if it's a malevolent force that was sent to you to make you feel like, you're not going to have enough. Your body has started to set up in itself that you're not going to have enough, and you're going to have to learn how to control your body. You're going to have to control your mind. You're going to have to control your spirit from trying to get more food than you need. And on this journey, you're going to have to fast. And I want you to, every time that spirit comes up in your life, that you aren't going to have enough, you need more, to take in more food than you need. You need to pray. You need to get your holy books, and I'm going to post a prayer for that. But we're going to heal that today. I want you to also take your spiritual baths. I want you to take your spiritual baths in, 4 thieves vinegar, and that's going to remove that entity, that lack mentality, that scarcity mentality. So we never get to understand what the entity was trying to, how bad it was, the worst thing that they can do by inflicting those kind of things onto our parents. Those kinds of punishments, those kinds of inflicting pain so that they could not eat enough. They could not have enough to feed their families. We will never know what they endured. We will never know what they went through. And the stories that they have given us, it does not do it justice. But we must heal from these illnesses and sicknesses from the past. You got, our men and our women, they're so huge that they can barely walk. They can barely get out the bed. This also goes for when someone has fed you something. This is the same entity that is attached to you, the malignant, the malevolent energy. When someone has fed you something, when you have eaten something in your dreams, You must know how to get that negative energy out of you. I want you to contact me if you're having these problems where it has been a generational curse where people in your family are obese and you're suffering from elephant legs and elephant hands. I want you to call me and book this session with me so that we can heal this in your generation so it doesn't go over into the next generation for you. I want you to book your sessions with me so that, we can address this issue so that there is nobody else that will perish of a heart attack like my mother and my mother's people on that side of the family have perished from that kind of obesity and the diseases associated with obesity. So these are the things that we're going to address right now. And I've already told you, you're going to go to your holy books and pray against that lack, that you're never full, that, that greedy mentality, that gluttonous mentality, the mindset, your body. You're going to have to control your body. We're going to go on these, when you do these sessions with me, we're going to go on fast. We're going to start exercising. We're going outside. We're going to get, our phones on our stick and we're going to start walking around. So these are some of the things that we are going to do to stop this entity from hindering our lives, to making us bedridden, to making us ashamed to go outside. We're going to stop this entity. Because I'm telling you where it came from. It absolutely came from slavery. It absolutely came from the entity. It absolutely came from the enemy giving you only pork and the lowest part of the animal to eat. And we making do to survive. We're no longer going to be in survival mode. We're going to eat our vegetables and we're going to eat what God gave us, the things good and pure that he says that we can eat. In the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran, it says that you should not consume pork. And I want a lot of you to put those pork ribs down. I want you to put those pork chops down. I want you to start checking what's in your food. And stop using that lard to make those biscuits with. You can find an alternative. And these are some of the things that we're going to have to heal in ourselves. We're going to have to change our palate from what our master gave our parents. We're going to have to change our palate from what the entity is trying to keep you locked in your home and ultimately unalive you because of your obesity, the gluttonous that you're going through. And what I want you to do every day, I want you to take licorice and I want you to drink licorice in order to control those urges and those addictions. Every time you get the need that you want to overeat, every time that you get the need that you want to, eat sugars and swine and pork and things, and you're addicted to those things that you should not have in your body. We have to heal that in us. I want you to take licorice and I want you to drink that. I wrote it down for just this channel for you guys here on YouTube. I want you to drink that 3 times a day. And I want you to reach out to me because there's some other things that we can do with licorice. But we have to first return that negative evil that was sent by the slave master and the entity that's trying to unalive you and put you in survival mode and starvation. So these are some of the things that I like to do on this channel. You have to remove the negative in order to bring in the good. And that's what we're going to do when you book these sessions with me. I thank you for reaching out to me and listening to this channel. Thank you for your support. You can reach me in the description below. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.